All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible tools in tarot, the Celtic Cross. But, we're not going to treat this like some old school fortune-telling trick. We're going to look at it as something much more powerful, a living, breathing map of your own personal energy.
I mean, who hasn't, right? You hit one of those moments, you're at a crossroads, and you just wish you had a GPS for your life, something to show you the terrain you're dealing with. Well, that is exactly what the Celtic Cross can be.
And this right here, is the most important idea to grasp. This isn't about predicting some fixed, unchangeable destiny. Not at all. It's a tool that shows you how your inner world, your thoughts, your will, your energy, is actually creating your outer reality. It's about putting the power right back where it belongs, in your hands.
So let's get into the architecture of this thing. The reason the Celtic Cross is so legendary is because it's just so incredibly thorough. It shows you the exact ways you're co-creating everything that's happening around you.
The real genius of the spread is its structure. Think of it in 3 parts, 3 layers that we're going to break down. First, you have the core. That's your personal will. Then you've got the spiral, which is how that will is moving through time. And finally, the staff, which shows you how the outside world is interacting with you.
Okay, so let's start at the very heart of the reading, the core. These first 2 cards, they're literally the engine for the entire spread. Everything else flows from what's happening right here.
That very first card you put down, that's you. It's you, in this moment, with this question. It's the energetic signature you're bringing to the table. You could even call it the source code for the whole reading.
Now, you lay the second card right across the first one. This is the challenge. But hey, don't just think of it as a bad thing or a roadblock. It's more like necessary friction. It's the very thing that helps sharpen your intention and gives it power. Is it an internal doubt? An external barrier? Whatever it is, you work with it.
So that core energy of you and your challenge, it doesn't just sit there. No way. It radiates outward in this beautiful, dynamic spiral. This is its journey through time and space.
And we build this spiral as one continuous story. We start below with the foundation, the deep, often unconscious roots of the whole situation. Then we swing over to the left, to the recent past, how your energy has been playing out until now. Then we look up, to see the potential future, where all this momentum is headed. And finally, to the right, we see the very next step, the immediate future. It's like a complete circuit diagram of your personal power in motion. Okay, now we're going to shift our focus a bit. We've mapped out your internal energy with that spiral. Now we turn to the staff. These last 4 cards are all about the external world, the forces you don't directly control, but definitely have to navigate.
And this tells a story from the ground up too. At the very bottom is your conscious approach, your game plan for the situation. Moving up, we find the external influences, other people, society, circumstances acting on you. Now the next card is so fascinating. It reveals your own secret hopes and fears, the hidden stuff that's really driving you. And right at the top, the likely outcome, where all these forces, yours, theirs, the conscious, the subconscious, all finally.
The real magic here isn't just knowing what each card position means. It's about stepping back and seeing how all 10 cards are talking to each other, how they weave together to tell this one big, cohesive story about your life right now.
And this quote really just sums it all up perfectly. The Celtic Cross is about co-creation. It honors your personal power, your ability to direct energy, but it also respects the reality that we live in a big world with forces we can't always control. It's the dance between those 2 things.
And to get that deeper story, you gotta look for patterns. Put on your detective hat for a minute. Do you see a whole bunch of wands? That's telling you there's a huge focus on passion and action. Are you seeing the same numbers pop up again and again? That means a specific theme is being emphasized. And if you see a ton of court cards, well, that's a huge clue that other people's opinions and actions are a major factor here.
Look, it can feel like a ton of information at once, and that's totally okay. If some cards seem to contradict each other, that's not a mistake. It's just highlighting where the real tension is, usually between what you want and what the world is throwing at you. If you get overwhelmed, just stop. Go back to those first 2 cards, the core. And if the outcome seems kind of vague, that's actually great news. It means your free will is the deciding factor. The choice is still yours.
So how far into the future does this thing see? Generally, you're looking at the energetic path for the next 3 to 6 months. But, and this is so important, it's just the likely outcome if you keep going on the current path. It's a weather forecast, not destiny. You can always change your actions, and when you do that, you change the outcome.
Because this is such a powerful and complex tool, it's definitely not for every little question. Knowing when to pull out this big, detailed map is just as important as knowing how to read it.
So, pull this one out for the big stuff. Major life changes, trying to understand a really complex situation, or doing a big picture annual review. You probably want to avoid it for simple yes or no questions or for that quick daily check-in. A smaller, simpler spread is just going to be way more useful for that.
And that really brings us to the whole point. See, the Celtic Cross doesn't hand you the answers. It gives you clarity. It lays out the map of your personal energy landscape, plain and simple. So the real question it leaves you with is this. Now that you can see the terrain so clearly, where are you going to choose to go next? Because that next step, that's always up to you.